trick right out of this wicked black and into bright sand, straight toward the warm sun and into his hands. When I get there, I'll let my feet roll. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there,
Oh, geez. Wow. Hey, everybody, this is Overpass Live. My name is Eric. I make apps. This is the weekly live stream where we just hang out and talk about whatever we want to talk about. We do this nearly every Monday, but, you know, I keep thinking about going back to a different day, but Monday seems to work pretty well for me. Hopefully it works well for you. And today is, today's, well, it's Martin Luther King Day in the States, but it's also Blue Monday. This is the day we all feel, you know, depressed. It's like the most depressing day of the year, apparently. So, and I'm feeling it, man. I just feel like today. Although I've been working on my own project today, which has been nice. Been doing trying to publish it, realizing I do the same thing every single time I do an iOS app, and I get all the icons resized. I always have transparency in my icons, and when you submit it to the iTunes, when you commit it to the App Store, when you publish it to the App Store, it's always I have to change that icon every time. So little stuff like that. And then publishing to Google Play, it's like, my God, it's like, it's, you know what, I was going to publish an app to Google Play, but I thought I might as well apply for a loan instead because it's easier, man. It's like Google Play is like, well, now they're asking if it's a COVID app and everything. And I know I've been publishing lots of apps, but I think it's when I do my own, I just wanted to use Google Play as like a, it's a test flight alternative. I always use test flight, or I use test flight for iOS, or use test fairy for that stuff, or I'll use something like App Center or sometimes I'll just set a Google Drive APK. But this time I thought, no, I'm going to do closed beta testing on Google Play. We're still early in the project, and God, you have to fill out all that stuff just for that. It drives me crazy. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing great. First of all, let me just make sure you guys can hear me okay. Let's see. Let's see who's here. We got Matthew Johnson. Hey, Eric, there's anything I should know about buying apps from other developers? What kind of questions should I ask before making a purchase? Well, first thing I would do is make sure that you totally own the source code and that you own the intellectual property and everything like that. Because if this is something where they're just like reskinning it and selling it to other people, that's something that you need to make sure that you have full control of. My whole thing is if I bought an app from another developer, I would think, well, why wouldn't they just reskin it and then sell it to somebody else also? So unless it's and also, are you talking about something that you're buying the source code, or you're buying something that's actually published and has user base, right? It's the same as if you're going to have somebody build you a restaurant, or someone's going to sell you a restaurant. If they sold you a business, then it's something you already have, customers for and everything. Let's see if you guys have, am I frozen? Oh God, I think my screen is frozen. Let's see, am I? Oh, come on. Seriously, we're having this trouble with this? Okay, can you guys hear me okay? We're gonna switch cameras. All right, is that any better? My God, I did all this setup and everything. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, that's what I would say. My camera apparently is not working over here. My big expensive camera. Oh well, best laid plans. Okay. So yeah. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up too, by the way. Kevin Hawthorne is there. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? Let's see. Ravi Sharma's here. Hey, Ravi, long time. Nice to catch up with you again. Yeah, no, it's nice to see you too again. Tamil Central, hey everyone, how's it going? 8848 apps. Good evening, Eric. Good evening, 8848 apps. Yeah, me too. After a long time. Yeah, it's the new year. Let's get back into the whole live stream thing. Already, I was like, so this is one of the things I did today, right? I got some new lights, right? So I light up the wall behind me. Erdem was like saying, you know what, you should have some backlights because it'll look a lot better, right? And then as soon as I do that, my camera shuts down. Let's see if that's still working. Let's go. Nope, that's still. Oh, I'm having trouble with the Ecamm Live software. Anyway, Let's see. Nico Borger says, "Hey Eric, do you know if we get paid fully when users buy our in-app purchase with a Google credit? It seems like I have less turnover in the reports when someone uses Google credits by my app. I actually don't know. I've never actually seen someone use Google credits like in any of the purchases I've ever had. I'm not even sure what that would look like in the order management section. Does anybody else know the answer to that question? Baraka, hey, happy Monday, everyone. Has anyone has an iOS app review status for days on end? An in review status for days on end? Not for a while. So I published a few apps like brand new, because usually an update is usually pretty quick. But like when you publish a brand new application, sometimes it could take a bit longer. I don't know if they're reviewing the terms and conditions or whatever. But I've been having it done for the most time all in the same day. Google Play's taking a lot longer lately, but I have not noticed that. Adrian says, Arid. Come on, man. It's 4 letters. Arid, did someone cast a free spell on you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no video, it seems. You guys can see me now, right? Oh, my God. So what it is I was like, I got like a longer USB cable so I could connect to the camera. Video's on pause. Neurogorithmic has been growing like crazy. Would be awesome if you checked out the latest. Yeah, that's something I'd like to have I did speak to him a bit on Discord last week. Yeah. See, I'm really bad at doing collaborations. That's probably what it's not the reason why the channel's growing so slowly. My content is really, I haven't been doing as much content as I have been. But, one of the, but when I was doing collaborations, I think I did a few with Steve P. Young. We had, and we did a few live streams with guests like with Rodrigo and stuff like that. I kept running into like technical difficulties and everything like that. And sometimes it's just easier just to do that because when you do a collaboration, you have to make sure that the internet connection is good. The camera doesn't freeze up. You have to make sure that, their internet is good. You don't have the echo and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes it's just, it's just easier just to do it on my own. So, but yeah, it would be nice to do that with a Neurogorithmic statue. All I see is a red belly. God, don't look at the belly. Actually, let's go back to it. I'll just go back to it because that's still up there. Yep, the red belly. Red belly. Oh my God. Yeah, if it was going to freeze, I want a full-on freeze. I'm working on it, all right? I'm working on it. Let's see. Where were we? Let's see. Video. I see. Watch. Okay. Very statuesque. I can hear you. Let's see. I see Matthew Johnson question. Matthew Johnson. I'm not sure that is. Released. Okay. Let's see. Has anyone used Facebook Audience Network for apps? For the past 4 days, there was an issue with me. No revenue. I haven't used it for a few years. I was using it a lot in the beginning. Facebook seems to be getting into so much trouble all the time that I'm wondering whether or not it's. I was wondering whether or not I should even try to do that again. To me, it always. This could just be me, but it kind of feels like Facebook's kind of on its last. Like it's on the decline, right? It's like it's reached its peak and it's on its way down. Maybe not so much in terms of ad revenue, but it's. Well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I've kind of gone off it. But, after the social dilemma and all the security stuff and this whole metaverse stuff, I think I'm kind of just, gone off them a bit personally. So maybe I'm just reading into that. Let's see. Ali Raza says, hello from Pakistan. Oh, did I skip that one? Let's see. Ali Raza says, sir. That's right. Some formality around here. Sir, damn right. Sir, have you listened to many accounts suspended on Asia side? What will be the reason? Same account suspended, mail, do not reply. And do not reply. No, I haven't. I'm not quite sure. I haven't heard of, I hear so many account suspensions. I think it's because my more popular videos are all about account suspensions. So I get a lot of issues with, I get a lot of emails from people saying, what do I do? My account's been suspended. What do I do? And it's like, the answer is always the same. In fact, some people have because there's a link on the website then somebody could hire me for an hour to ask questions, like just on a one-on-one basis. And if the question is like my account is suspended, like I could tell you the answer right now. Like don't book me for that, because the answer is always the same, which is like appeal it, but don't appeal it from like you've been wronged or you've been whatever. Appeal it on the side of the users. The users are the ones that are losing out. Say, my users are really like this. They've really been, they've been using this application a lot. I may have made a mistake here or whatever. Now, if it's done for something fraudulent, like self-clicking, or so if it's done for something fraudulent, then your case is going to be a lot worse. But for me, it was always like little things, and stuff that could be questionable in the terms and conditions. And, you appeal again and again, and sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Bart says, I've had to take 48 hours in review, no rhyme or reason. That is weird. Yeah, because like the last time, I was usually like recently I had an app that it was an update, but I published an app and it was in review within like the hour. Like after publishing it, it was waiting for review for like less than an hour. It was in review for a couple hours, and then that evening, you got that message that says there's a message from App Store Connect or whatever. You're like, oh, what is it this time? And apparently, my test account I changed the password on, right, and didn't do anything with it. So and didn't update the instructions to the reviewer, so nobody could log into the application. So that was but like I did that, and by morning it was already approved. And it's just, I'm just amazed how quickly Apple's doing that stuff now. Robbie says, Eric, do you recommend building an ecosystem for apps like mobile app, YouTube, blog, Patreon? In my case, I'm seeing good results like this. Yeah, probably. I mean, a lot of people assume that my apps were doing well because of the YouTube channel or vice versa. But to me, I never saw the audiences as being the same. Like if it was like, if my apps were about app development, then maybe, or if my YouTube channel was about spy stuff or language learning applications, something like that, then yeah, I could see the crossover. But for me, it was like two separate audiences. And it might just be, occasionally I'd get a review that on one of the apps would say, I like his YouTube channel, he's a good guy, and that was like, which is nice, but it's like, it's not going to be really helpful for anybody downloading the app. But no, that does make sense. I mean, to go on and just cover everything. I mean, I don't know if you guys, for those of you guys who knows, we've been putting stuff on TikTok. I say we, but like occasionally I'll record a TikTok video and we'll put it up there. But most of the TikTok stuff is using old videos and shorting them down to 1 minute and then putting those out there to try to get like a new audience. So anything you can do to get a new audience is going to be good, right? Some people might be able to find you somewhere else that they don't find you here. I mean, YouTube is very saturated. Google Play is very saturated. And if you could get them to find you like somewhere else, then that'd be good. Morris says, will Apple have their own metaverse and not use Facebook's? I don't know. I'm still a bit creeped out by the metaverse. It's some of these things where, like I was looking into it. It's like I've been putting off 3D development for a long time and augmented reality, thinking, is this something I really want to get into? And because a lot of the stuff I do is for clients, and I try to think of like a good use case for that kind of stuff, and I can't really think of any. But with the metaverse stuff, it does sound like that a lot of business. If this is going to be like the e-commerce Web 3.0 that everyone's talking about being, then it is probably would be a good idea to get into it. So I have been like looking into that. I haven't been looking into it seriously. What I have been doing was watching tutorials this weekend on smart contract Ethereum applications, and it's one of these things where I'm learning the what is it, the language Solidity? I think it's Solidity, which is it's very much like JavaScript, but you create these smart contracts and everything like that. Publish to the blockchain and use that as your backend API. Now, the real world application of it, I still am not quite there yet. Like I'm thinking, to me, Firebase backend, Firestore, that serves all my all my needs. I'm trying to shoehorn something into something that I want to learn, but I don't think it's the right platform for it. So that was something I spent about, I guess I spent all day Sunday just learning about blockchain development and everything like that, which is really interesting how it's not as hard as I thought it would be, but still the real world application and stuff. And I think the same thing about the metaverse. Like, is it something that, am I too far behind? Like if I was like a 3D game developer, then maybe I'd have that leg up in there. But so let's see. Tamil City Central says, have you monetized your YouTube channel, bro? Yeah, I have. I got 4,000 hours and 2,000 subscribers, but after a review, I was not eligible. It's showing try after 30 days. Yeah, no, I think when I got to, when I was able to do it after 1,000 subscribers, it's not like a huge revenue earner for me, the YouTube stuff. I haven't been publishing. I mean, as you guys know, I haven't been publishing as much as I used to. The channel itself, we got 36,100 subscribers, and it's been there like forever. Like, my New Year's resolution is to do 2 videos a week. I used to do 5. I'm kind of thinking there's no reason to, just because, to look for content so I could do some ridiculous number. But I thought 2, there's, hey, we get on the live stream, we talk for an hour. Surely I could come up with 2 topics in a week to talk about things that interest me, and not necessarily that are algorithm driven. Like, what would get the most clicks? What would get the most? What's trending? That kind of stuff never really appealed to me. I just like to do it because it's fun. But we got like in the history of the channel, it's like 4.5 million views, the 36,000 subscribers, but it's slowing down. And revenue wise, I think for the last 30 days, I think it's like 75 pounds or something like that. It's not like a huge amount. But it's, it's not bad, but it's just, it's when people say they want to get into YouTube to make money, I'm thinking it sounds like that would mean you would, it would compromise the, what you're allowed to say, like, I think I told you guys, like, I was approached by The Tool, the ASO company, The Tool, to like do a video for them. And they gave me like a year of their premium package of The Tool, the ASO tool. And as soon as I started using it, I realized, like, even though I had everything, because most of the time I use Sensor Tower or whatever, like, oh, the next package up will give you that. So I was using all this stuff, and their tutorials were out of date. I didn't quite get it, and I was like, I never did do that monetization because they would have give me some money to do it, and I was just like, dude, I'd be selling something I don't necessarily like, It's like, so in the end, I didn't do it, and the only reason I could turn that down was because this is not my primary source of income, right? I am not doing this to make money. If I was, you'd see a lot more sponsorships and stuff like that. Not to say I won't ever do a sponsorship. I think I was approached by a company, BenQ, they make monitors and stuff, to do like this monitor light, which they said they would send me one. I thought, yeah, I'll give it a try, write an honest review. But let's see. Joe says, my latest iOS update was waiting for review for 6.5 days. No rhyme or reason indeed. Wow. Sanam says, hi, Eric. Hey, how's it going, Sanam? Adrian says, testing subscription apps on TestFlight is killing me. The sandbox free subscription keeps falling off, and I have to re-input my Apple ID every few minutes. Seriously, I don't have that issue at all. Oh, testing subscription apps. Oh, okay, yeah. But even then, I haven't. The sandbox free subscription keeps falling off, and I have to re-input my Apple ID every few minutes. Ugh, yeah, I haven't done that. Are you using Revenue Cat? I mean, when I was trying to do these subscriptions, using plain old connect to the App Store and do the subscription that way, and also to Google Play, it was surprisingly hard. Like, it was like thinking, I would have thought there'd be like a library where I'd be, am I still subscribed? Yes or no, and then you just show them the content. That would make sense to me. But no, you had to keep track yourself of when they subscribed, how much longer they had on it, all this kind of stuff. And it was just, Revenue Cat made that a lot easier by having this interim library and everything like that. And when we were doing the test flight development with that, I didn't have any issue with that at all. But I think what I was doing was every time it was loading, I was storing the is subscribed in the backend database. But then every time it was like running through that, I would check that value and update that value. So I'd only do that call to the API every so often. So like if somebody was like their subscription ran out and they've been looking at it for like an hour longer than they should have, that's no big deal because I put it in a place where like a page that gets hit a lot. So but not everywhere. So Morris says Apple Glass will be the hardware for potential Appleverse. I'm afraid Apple employees will cancel my developer account if I publicly pro-Trump. Yeah, I don't know where they. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Actually, you're probably right. I'm getting around 25% invalid clicks. Does anyone else have any idea? That does. How do you know? How do you know if they're invalid? So I'm like, because I know, like Google could tell you they're invalid, but like, where do you see that metric? Robert T says, I really enjoyed the guests you've had on the live stream in the past. It's nice to hear their insights and perspective. Yeah, I probably should do that. I probably should bring some more people on. I think it's like one of those things where I need to, it's Apavelli was fun having him on here. We had this there was one, I think the last one I did live stream might have been Apavelli, and his audio was off just a little bit. And it was one of these things where I think I need to make sure that we spend half an hour before and all this kind of stuff, because usually what it is just, okay, it was live stream time, let's get everything going. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that's on me. It would be good to talk to some of those people. Let's see. 60 App says, hi, Eric. What kind of license contract do you use for your client projects? Do you ensure that you could reuse your lives for different clients, or do you offer exclusive license? Usually I'll offer exclusive license. There's nothing, I don't have anything that's proprietary that goes into it that I couldn't just reuse. Because to me, like if I have a library that I've created myself and I use it like a helper class or something like that, that I think is fine, right? It's not something that makes my job easier, but not necessarily something that I'm afraid to give to another developer, right? It's just something that I've done this already before. This is something I've built already. It's not something I've done on somebody else's time. To me, that's a big thing. Like if I did it on somebody else's time, that belongs to them. Like if they're paying me for my time, but if I'm giving them, the application itself, then that's, usually I do that. Now lately, I have been quoting for projects. There's a couple where they were like, it's a bit expensive. I said, well, if we could, sell this on to other similar businesses, then yeah, we could have a look at that, or we could try to bring the price down or something like that. Let's see. Tamil says, when Squid Game series came out, more Squid Games came on Play Store. Now what would be the trend? Which type of app could be reached nowadays? I would have a look at the top charts and see from there. But by the time they're in the top charts, it's probably too late because everyone else is doing the same thing. Matthew, hey Matthew, how's it going? It says, I increased my monthly subscription price from $1.99 to $3.99 on Android. And how'd it go? So one of the things I want to do, I was looking at this the other day, and usually when we do the live streams, we just go to we just hang out, we just talk. But I wanted to have a look at the, I don't know if you guys have seen this, the State of Mobile report on App Annie. I was going to do a video on this, and then I thought, well, we might as well do this on the live stream because we're all here together. Some of you guys may have already seen it. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's see. Wrong one. Okay, so this is the every year App Annie comes out with their state of mobile apps, and they just came out. There's just a few days ago. It's one of these, dude, man. You used to be able to just download the PDF, but no, I had to register it every single time I want to look at it. They don't send me an email with a link or anything. I don't have to register each and every single time. But so it's got a lot of good reports in here. New app downloads to year-on-year growth 5%, new app downloads, app store spend 170%. So everything seems to be growing, right? Even though, despite the fact that we talk about the app industry is dead and everything like that. Now, you have to take this with a pinch of salt, because App Annie, they want you to do more apps, they want you to use their services and all that kind of stuff. But they've got a lot of stuff in here. There's a few things I wanted to point out People are amazing customers, blah, blah, blah. Macro trends. Mobile first markets spend 1/3 of waking hours on mobile. So across the top 10 markets analyzed. Blah, 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 blah. So there was one here where it's about, let's see, consumer spend based on country. Apparently Brazil's a big thing. But where's the one by category? Oh, here it is. 7 of every 10 minutes on mobile was spent in social and photo and video apps in 2021. Now, like YouTube and TikTok. Now, when we talk about the app industry is growing and more people are using apps, stuff like that, we're still looking at a lot of the big companies coming in there. So like I say, yeah, people are using apps all the time. People spend all their time on apps. It's like, is it new apps? Are they searching the app stores, or are they getting stuff like, YouTube? Like if I'm looking at YouTube, I don't even consider YouTube an app. I just consider YouTube a website that has an app, right? I don't consider that as being a, that kind of stuff. So it shows all these things growing, but it's something you might want to have a look at. Number of apps released by store. You can see iOS still has a much smaller share. So for those of you guys who are thinking about getting into iOS development, Android is got a lot of people do Android. You do it on Windows. So if you could get into the iOS market, you have to pay $100 a year or $99 a year. You have to you have to go through the whole review process. But Google Play is not getting it's not getting any easier by any means. And then 230 apps generate over $1 million. So there you go. Gen Z is a mobile and social video first generation. So there you go. Yeah, the ones that don't have that much money yet, those are the ones you could target. Boy, I'm being negative. This is Blue Monday, I think. It's Blue Monday. We'll have a Blue Monday without you. So anyway, so it's the App Annie report. I'll put a link to this in the into the chat so you guys can, for those guys who want to see this. Let's see. Samuel Central City Center. Can you showcase your apps, bro? I can show you the stats and stuff like that, but it's not really, there's not that much to show. Like if I show you, and I also have to make sure that a lot of this. Let me show you my App Store Connect account. Like, so the 4.3 issue that we had go through on the Apple App Store. Oh my God. Oh, I need to do the old two-factor authentication. Oh, because I'm on a VPN. Okay, let's see, 207. Okay. Just give me a second. I'll show my screen here in a minute. Let's go back to what Moore says. Yeah, iOS apps still make 4 times what Android makes. Yeah, that was a really good stat. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to that report here. Where was it? Did we go past that one? It was applications. So like there's 233 apps generated over $100 million annually. I know you can see like the majority of them are games. So and I'm more of an app guy. Where was it? 2 million. Where was the revenue? There was a revenue broken down by market or by platform. Let's see. Okay, most search keywords. Yeah, this. Oh, I'm not even sharing my desktop on my. Oh, sometimes this thing. So and they got this bit in here. The most search keywords, based on, on categories. So we got business, Zooms, whatever. We got let's see, what are we gonna do? Let's do education. Oh, education's not on here. And if I have health and fitness. So you can see like what people are searching by country, Fitbit, and it's all seems to be the brand names. But where is it? top stores. Anyway, some really good information here if you want to have a look at that. Maybe we should do a video on it, like just not as part of the live stream, just to go through and look at some of these stats in more. Oh, here we go, finance. Finance apps. I remember seeing that there was something where it was like, yeah, you could, yeah, there's something in there that you can see like the larger spend. Let's see. Share the app, and he's like, yeah, let me send that here. Let's see if I can get it without, there we go, without the marketing stuff. Cool. I'm going to put this into the chat. You have to like give them all your details and everything. But if you're with App Annie, they already have all your details. So that's where they get a lot of their data anyway. Let's see, where were we? Let's see. Can you showcase your apps, bro? Yeah, there's not too much to show. Like, you know, I could, you know, it takes a while to get them up and running in the simulator and everything. But if I show you my App Store account here, let's try to see anything that's. So yeah, I've got a few client apps on here. I actually don't want to share my screen. Well, we'll have a look at this. But like my live applications, there's still just a handful of them. There's only 6 live applications. A lot of them I've removed. Some of them have been have been rejected because of the 4.3 thing. So that's on the iOS side. On Google Play, there's still a lot of them that do okay. And what I won't do is talk about which ones are successful and which ones aren't, just because that's what gets me in trouble with copycats and stuff like that. So I hope you understand. Let's see. Okay, share the app. Yeah, so I sent that through. I thought there were 2 times more Android users, but Apple users made 2 times much money because they spent 4 times more money. Yeah, when you talk about global, like what was it? What's that website? Because I did a video on this a few years ago, where if you talk on a global basis, there's a lot more. Yeah, it's a stat counter. There's a lot more Android users than there are iOS users. So we're going to share my screen here again. But when we look at specific countries, that's not the case. So let's go back to desktop. So here's the stat counter. You can look at the mobile stats. Here you can see on a global system, you see that Android has 70% market share, iOS has 29.42, Samsung 0.43, Kai OS has 13%. So it's like, you know, it's, you know, if you look at it here on a global, you know, worldwide, if we edit this chart data and rather than go worldwide, let's go to United States. If we go United States, say over the last 12 months, you'll see that it goes from, well, 60% iOS. So actually iOS is really, wow, I didn't realize they swapped. Let's go back and look at this a bit. It's been a few years since I looked at this. Let's go back to, let's take a January 2018. Come on. So yeah, so you can see, like, when you look at the U.S. and you talk about which countries, you know, spend more. Let's have a look at Brazil too, because apparently they're spending a lot of money too. And my guess would that they would be yeah, Android. So yeah, we see last few years, iOS 52, 47. So it was a lot closer then, and we see this bigger, you know, almost 60% and 40%. So we see that the, you know, iOS is definitely gaining hold here. Let's look at Brazil. Why not? Because there's a big country. I probably don't need to look at this. I could probably just look at the last year. So yeah, that is one of the things. Android users are, in Brazil mostly 84%. Android. Let's look at based on continent. Let's just look at Asia. In fact, let me just make this to be January 2021. Let's look at last year. Get another interesting site. So yeah, Android 82%, and we look at Europe. So even though Android is pulling it on a global basis, and then that's different. You're looking at the different revenue. If someone is going to spend $1,000 or over $1,000 for a phone, they're going to have a little bit more passive income, or not passive income, distributable income. Ready income. No, disposable income than others are. So here we can see Android is actually dropping in Europe. And iOS is actually gaining a bit more of a foothold just on the entire continent here. And of course, in the UK, I think in the UK, iOS is the winner. Yeah, but just by a smaller margin than it is in the United States. So I think that's some really interesting stats there. Let's see. No results yet. He just did this 3 days ago. Let's see. Typical says you look like Jumanji Robert Williams. Oh, thanks. Is it the beard? Because I'm letting myself go. Thank you very much. See, Morris Taylor says, I think if you're an indie developer, you'll make 2 times the money on iOS. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's just, that's the way I found, like on a per capita income, you start to see, I'm gonna go back to my screen here because it finally rendered this graph here. But yeah, you can see over the last year, whereas iOS you had a higher market share, and the way there was 1 month where you had more Android, but it seems to be pulling ahead a little bit. I don't know why that is. Let's see. Joe says, Eric, have you ever done any apps gone free campaign for one of your own personal iOS apps? No, I haven't. No, I've just a paid. I've always done the 2 versions of the apps, of the free with in-app purchase and the paid version of the apps. Let's see. Matthew says, I'm having difficulty increasing the price on iOS, having Mac issues. How's that? How are those 2? Oh, because you're talking about the subscriptions. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's see. You can charge 10 times for OS X apps. A $4 app can be a $40 OS X apps. Yeah, I would start with like 10. Yeah. Well, I guess if it's a subscription, yeah. You definitely could. Not OS X. Yeah, not OS X. We're talking about iOS. I like the car lights outside your window. Oh yeah, you can see those. I can open the window if you guys want. Yeah, you can see the. Well, this is it. This is the whole. I wasn't planning on using this camera. This other camera over here. Let's see. OS X is Mac OS. Yeah. Well. Oh, is that what you're saying? Wait. Let's go back to this. You can charge. Oh, I see what you see. You're not talking about iOS. You're talking about OS X. So actually creating the application for the Mac App Store. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Joe says, when you use in-app billing for Android, is there a way to revoke users access to the purchased product if they get a refund? Yeah, you should be able to check to see whether or not they still have made that purchase. So, I will tell you that I don't always do that. A lot of times they make the purchase and then I switch a switch in the back end or in the application itself. But you should have something that just rechecks that every so often, because you can go ahead and revoke that. but it's like you're talking about. You have to make that additional API call just to check the status hasn't changed. And is it a requirement on Android to have a restore purchases flow like there is on iOS? There didn't used to be, but like I find that if I have the set, because we use the cross-platform stuff, the restore purchases button works really well. I got an email last week from someone, like from an app. They said they moved to a new phone. They wanted to use, I think it was Japanese bubble bath, and they no longer had access to the purchase they made. And I was able to tell them it was a restore button, because what I used to say was, well, just make the purchase again. Google Play won't charge you because you've already been charged for it. Right? They just go through that process. That flow will still work, but a lot of people don't. They don't quite trust that. They trust a restore button. So I don't know if it's a requirement, but like for the usability thing, it's really good. Let's see. Tamil Central says most iOS users are from tier 1 countries. That may be the reason they earn more. Well, yeah. So it depends on what you're trying to do. Like, if you're trying to make money through in-app purchases or even advertising, then that's what you want to do. If you're trying to make money through something else, like get exposure some way, like let's say you're doing it as a branding exercise, and you want to hit as many countries and as many users as you can. The Twitter iOS developer clique is a bunch of pretty people congratulating each other on being awesome. I haven't seen it. I like the pretty people. Let's see. There's no way to differentiate between never paid user from a refunded user on Android, as far as I know, for IAPs. Hang on a second. Yeah, but you should be a never paid user from a refunded user. Isn't there? I mean, I'm trying to think. Because I thought there was a way to check to make sure, whether or not, like, you could check existing purchases. Like, so basically that existing purchase wouldn't still be there. Am I not doing that? Let's see. Morris Taylor, I'm not a pretty person. Dude, we should not, look, iOS people are not pretty people. Like, you just look, watch WWDC. Look, Mac users seem to think that they're all that, with their trendy glasses and their, whatever. But yes, iOS users are not pretty people. I resent that. Let's see. So I think that's it. I know somebody asked me to showcase my own application. That's something we might do on another time, but I need to do that where I could just I need to make sure I could do that in a way that I don't show you some of the client applications I have on the platform here, and also I could show you the App Store pages, but that's not really very helpful. I mean, unless you can actually see the applications themselves, and my applications are not necessarily best. When you issue a refund, you could remove entitlement. Yes, but that's an event-based thing. So if a refund comes in, and that event's not necessarily going to happen while they're in the application. So I'm trying to think. When you get a list of the products, can you get a list? Don't you get a list of the existing products that they have? Pretty sure you do. Are we talking about Google Play? And because that would no longer be find your purchases, reservations, subscriptions. Because I think what you do is you get a list of everything that they purchase. Well, you basically give the list of the because you basically validate the purchases each time the application opens. Let's see, and Moore says Apple needs a free trial period for paid apps. Yeah, that's subscription based, though, right? Well, I mean, they got free. I mean, they can refund up to what? Is it 30 days now? Something ridiculous. But yeah, so you can say delete purchases. I'm trying to think what the call is that you make to do that. Oh, I'm looking at. So I was googling it. Check use Google purchase encode. Okay, Google Play billing library. I thought there was a call there that does that. Online Google Play. Initialize the billing client. Flow. Let's see. I'm gonna share my screen here again, just one more time, because I think it was fetching purchases. Listening to the purchases using a purchase updated listener is not sufficient. Maybe you're wrong. I thought. Because it would make, I mean, there's got to be some way to do that, to check to see whether or not they still have access to it. Create purchases async. Ensure all purchases are successfully processed. Create. Yeah, it returns purchases. Details of currently owned items bought within the app. Only subscriptions and non-consumed one-time purchases are returned. This method uses Google Play, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, this would be, yeah, I remember there was something like that. Sorry it took so long looking that up. Let's see. They announced trial periods in 2018, but didn't do it. They had a free plus IAP instead. Oh, wow. Cool. All right, everybody. So sorry about all the camera problem we had early on when I froze up. But thanks everybody for joining the live stream. Thanks for the thumbs up, for the 7 thumbs up that we have here. You know, it's slow. Early year. It's Blue Monday. We're all feeling a bit depressed. But I hope you guys have a really good week and your apps do really well. If there's anything you guys want to talk about on next week's live stream, drop me a note through Discord or whatever. We can have a look at those. Sometimes it's difficult for me to do something like bring up one of my applications when I haven't had a chance to really load up the coding window, and it takes a lot of time to prepare that kind of stuff. It's just I don't want to keep everybody waiting. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week up ahead. I hope you guys stay healthy and stay safe, and I'll talk to you guys again next week. Talk to you later. Bye.